Wherever you're watching from, thank you for joining us. Welcome to this very segment of our broadcast. Thank you. Breaking news. It is a breaking news. Breaking news. Justice Binta Nyako steps down from Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Justice Binta Nyako steps down from Nnamdi Kanu's trial. She has eventually stepped down. At last, she has stepped down. Justice Binta Nyako steps down from Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Is a breaking news, and it's a good one. She has failed on her assignment. Her assignment was to secure the conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. From the moment the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought to her court, her assignment was to jail him. That was the assignment of Justice Binta Nyako. That was her assignment, to make sure that she secured the conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. To secure that very conviction, all the charges that were preferred against him, to make sure that she secures the conviction, more especially the charges that are bordering on treasonable felony, that involves forming and belonging to a criminal gang or criminal unlawful association or organization. She was mandated by the former president to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not walk out of her court a free man. That was the mandate that was given to Justice Binta Nyako. Throughout the tenure of the former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, she could not secure the conviction of an innocent man who committed no crime before God and before man. And in the eyes of the law, all the relevant laws, the Constitution, the relevant sections of the Constitution of Nigeria from chapter 39 to all the sections and subsections, or before the international laws and the United Nations charters, declarations, covenants, conventions, bordering on the self-determination of the indigenous people, bordering on the right to self-existence or self-defense or self-preservation. ECOWAS Charter on people's rights. Before all these laws, and so many that I am not here to count one after the other. Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime. For 18 consecutive months, he was incarcerated in the Kuje maximum prison and subsequently was released based on the landmark judgment of Justice Ademola. He was still going to court. He was preparing to go to court before the Operation Python then Stew on the 14th of September 2017 hit his family house and left more than 28 people dead. His parents died as a result of the shock of that very invasion. But in the room, the military invaded the compound and was shooting and killing people. This is not me saying it. It is in history. It is on the internet. It is in court record. Federal High Court, Omahia, a judgment that was delivered on the 20th of January 2022 by Justice Benson Anya of the Federal High Court, Omahia, Abia State. Go and look for it. You will see. I am not a federal judge. Justice Benson Anya is a federal judge. He gave such a damning judgment, and he awarded a sum of 1 billion naira in the favor of Nnamdi Kanu to be paid as damages by the Federal Republic of Nigeria, followed by an unreserved apology that should be published on national dailies. This is the judgment of Justice Benson Anya in the favor of Nnamdi Kanu, following the Operation Python and Stew carried out by the Nigerian army at his hometown, precisely his family house, the palace of Eze Israel Ukwu Kanu, the Eguku II of Isiama Faruku Ibeku, Omahia in Abia State. Nnamdi Kanu survived as a result of divine providence. He was disappeared for nearly 1 year and later surfaced at Israel. And the Nigerian government declared him wanted. Why invading his home when he was already preparing to come to court? He was not running away. He has been at his Isama Faruku, the palace, which is the family house. He's been there after his release in 2017. He has been there. He didn't travel out. He has been in Nigeria, going to court, and was also preparing to go to court in the next court sitting before the military went to kill him. Why? And some people that don't understand what is going on, who don't understand even what is happening under their nose, they say he jumped bail, he ran away. If you are the one that military came to kill in your compound and you managed to escape, would that be said that you ran away? Or you activated self-defense and preservation of your life? What would that be said of you? It is only a living human being that can stand trial. A dead body cannot be taken to the dock in the witness box inside a courtroom to defend him or herself. And the government was not happy that he did not die in the midst of that invasion, They continued to trail him. And they were able to buy the information leading to his location from some insiders who were supposed to protect and defend the very generational icon of the people, of the Biafran people, and who is pointing the light for the entire African continent to see the way forward in terms of self-preservation. And they made it to Kenya, Nairobi. When he traveled to Kenya on a British passport as a British citizen, the Nigerian government saw it as an opportunity because that is Africa. Anything can go. And he was abducted illegally, without due process, forced back to Nigeria, detained in the DSS headquarters still today. 27th of June, 2021, he was extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria, which is an international crime before the law, all known law. United Nations said the same. And they released a damning judgment against the Nigerian government. Between the 30th of March and the 4th or the 8th of April 2022, they released the judgment in the favor of Nnamdi Kanu and ordered the then administration of Muhammadu Buhari, the federal government under his administration, to release Nnamdi Kanu within 6 months and pay him adequate compensation for grossly and flagrantly and brazenly, repeatedly, without remorse or recourse to the rule of law, breaking and violating his fundamental human rights and subjecting him to all manner of inhuman and degrading treatment. Buhari administration did not comply with that judgment of the United Nations. ECOWAS the same. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has inherited it. He has refused to comply. The judgment is binding on the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not on Buhari, not on Tinubu. Whoever that comes into power, whether 2027 or whatever time, the same judgment is binding. The mandate that was given to Justice Binta Nyako was to secure the conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at all cost, to jail him, a man that committed no crime. If he has committed a crime, the Nigerian government would have convicted him within the space of 6 months so that they can quickly get rid of him. He has not committed any crime. That is why they have not been able to convict him till today. In all the court they have taken him to, from customary court to magistrate court to federal high court to the court of appeal to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the apex court of the land according to the Constitution of Nigeria. It is the highest court in Nigeria. Any matter that gets to the Supreme Court ends there. But when it got to the case of Nnamdi Kanu, 15th of December 2023, it was remitted back to the same court of Justice Binta Nyako. And the order of Justice Binta Nyako, or the order that was given to Justice Binta Nyako by the Supreme Court, was that she should not have even entertained the very matter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the Supreme Court was asking her to do what is right. Declare him discharged and acquitted. Strike out all the counts. And let the government go to the appeal. And from the appeal to the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court will take its final decision. Although the Supreme Court failed to carry out their constitutional mandate and responsibility, why not pronounce it? The panel of justices that were sitting on the case on the 15th of December 2023, why not open your mouth and pronounce Nnamdi Kanu discharged and acquitted? They did not pronounce it because they want to buy the favor of the government. They don't want to be the one to act on the Constitution to grant justice. They remitted the case back. They asked them to go back to the lower court. Have you ever seen such before? The justice that was supposed to be given to this man has been truncated and delayed several times. Eventually, Justice Binta Nyako bows out in shame and utter disgrace. She bows out. We have held this very process in prayers on the altar. We have done so because when you look at what is going on with the legal system, it is quite disheartening, and there is no hope for the common man. There is no hope for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without God. Yes, they are there physically, but we are also here spiritually, standing in the gap, making sure that this very global icon, this very leader of this very new generation of the Biafran people is not jailed. And he will not be jailed. His health and all. God is in charge. She has failed. So she bows out in shame. A flash on the screen. We don't have so much time. A flash on the screen now. The content of this very detailed broadcast, this very remarkable, this very historic outcome of the court outing yesterday. Breaking. Justice Binta Nyako steps down from Nnamdi Kanu's trial as he fearlessly scolds her for disobeying Supreme Court judgment. I hope my voice is still coming out. I hope it is still coming out. I hope it's still coming out. The extraordinarily renditioned and incarcerated leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has openly asked Justice Binta Nyako to recuse herself from his case at the Federal High Court, Abuja, over her repeated flagrant disobedience to the Supreme Court judgment on 15th December 2023. As the sitting resumed after long adjournment, the IPOB leader in the courtroom asked the trial judge to step down from the case, citing bias in the trial and refusal of the Justice Binta Nyako to abide by the Supreme Court judgment. An unusual twist to the court sitting today emerged as his lawyer, Barrister Nnamdi Kanu, was trying to persuade the court to suspend the trial, stressing that Nnamdi Kanu was denied the opportunity to prepare for his defense. The illegally detained IPOB leader roared from the witness box and ordered his lawyer to sit down as he stood up to address the judge. In his words, "Sit down. I say you should sit down." Nnamdi Kanu ordered Ejimako. The legal battle of the Federal Republic of Nigeria seeking to secure the conviction of Maz